Hello and welcome to Without Warning TV. This channel is built on the idea that danger is not always where you expect it. It can be present in the most ordinary of situations. What feels safe can change in an instant when small details begin to shift. Without Warning TV exists to remind us that awareness matters. The stories here are not about chaos or spectacle, but about the thin line between normal and unexpected. Every project is designed to show how quickly comfort can give way to uncertainty when the right conditions appear. The message that guides this channel is simple. Stay aware. Look closer. Pay attention to the small things. In many of the stories presented here, nothing seems unusual at first. A warehouse, a workplace, a hallway, or a familiar location might appear calm and ordinary. But Without Warning TV demonstrates how these places can change with only a small difference. A door left open, a sound arriving too late, or an action that feels slightly out of place can all become signals. The channel encourages the audience to notice these signals and to recognize that awareness often makes the difference between safety and danger. Every story on this channel is a reminder of how fragile certainty can be. The focus is on decisions, choices, and responses to moments that matter. A character may face a situation where hesitation leads to new consequences, or where the smallest decision changes the path forward. This mirrors real life, where outcomes are shaped not only by large events but also by details and timing. By watching these stories, the audience is reminded to think about how attention and awareness influence the way situations unfold. The lesson is clear. Be alert because outcomes depend on how choices are made. Without Warning TV also underlines the importance of detail. A misplaced object, a light that does not belong, or a movement that interrupts the rhythm of a scene can carry meaning. These are not accidents but clues that point to what might happen next. Paying attention reveals more than what is on the surface. The channel rewards viewers who observe carefully and challenges them to think about the significance of small changes. The underlying message is that danger does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it is revealed in the quiet details that many overlook. The audience is part of the message. Every video is built with the expectation that viewers will think beyond what is shown. Discussions and reflections after a video ends prove that the message continues long after the final frame. Without Warning, TV is not only presenting stories, it is reminding people to look more closely at their own surroundings, to think about what they might overlook, and to understand that the unexpected can be near at any time. The message is caution, but it is also awareness. The channel asks viewers to practice attention both within the stories and beyond them. Without Warning, TV distinguishes itself by combining ordinary locations with powerful messages of suspense. By using warehouses, offices, streets, and other everyday settings, the channel shows how easily normal situations can change. This reinforces the central idea that awareness is essential. Suspense works best when it feels real and possible. Viewers are reminded that even the most familiar places can hold moments of uncertainty. This is not about spectacle, but about the clear reminder that safety is never something to take for granted. The purpose of Without Warning TV is to keep attention on the value of caution. Every project is an exercise in awareness, timing, and detail. Each story is built to remind the viewer that uncertainty is part of life, and that choices matter more than we often realize. The message is not about predicting outcomes, but about recognizing the signals along the way. By focusing on these themes, the channel ensures that its audience remains thoughtful, careful, and engaged. Suspense here is not entertainment alone, but a way to underline the importance of paying attention. Without Warning, TV carries one message through every project. Be careful. Notice what others miss. Stay aware because the unexpected may be closer than it seems. The channel is an ongoing reminder that certainty is fragile and that caution is one of the strongest tools anyone can have. Viewers who watch these stories are invited to practice awareness not just in the world of the channel, but also in their own daily lives. That is the purpose of Without Warning TV and the reason it continues to create stories that place suspense at the center of every experience. Without Warning TV continues with a simple principle. Danger is rarely announced in advance. It hides in the ordinary, and it reveals itself only when attention is sharp enough to notice. The purpose of this channel is to create stories that remind us of this truth. The settings may look ordinary, the events may start quietly, but as each moment develops, the tension grows, reminding the audience that familiarity can shift in seconds. By using suspense, the channel asks its viewers to carry this lesson forward into their own way of seeing the world. What feels secure today may not be the same tomorrow, and careful awareness is always valuable. Every project is also a study of how people respond when the familiar changes without warning. Some characters act quickly, others hesitate, and some fail to notice the signals entirely. These different responses show the importance of awareness and choice. The channel does not present its characters as flawless but as reflections of real people. They are placed in situations where mistakes matter, where decisions cannot be avoided, and where ignoring the signs creates consequences. This is not just storytelling for its own sake. It is a message about the constant need to remain alert. Without Warning TV is also about perspective. What one character misses, another may notice. What seems minor to one viewer may be essential to another. Each story encourages the audience to adopt different ways of looking at the same moment. Suspense is not only about what is shown, but about what is interpreted. The same environment can hold many layers of meaning depending on where attention is placed. By presenting stories in this way, the channel teaches that awareness is not a single act, but an ongoing practice. Every person sees differently, and that difference can decide outcomes. The role of environment is central in this message of caution. The more ordinary the setting, the more powerful the reminder becomes that danger does not wait for special occasions. It can arrive anywhere. A normal room, a workplace, or a quiet passage can become the ground for tension if signals are ignored. The channel uses this fact to strengthen the lesson of awareness. Artificial intelligence is not here to replace the creative direction, but to ensure that the cautionary theme is delivered effectively. By refining details, technology helps focus the viewer's attention on what matters most. Without Warning, TV is not about a single story, but about a continuing reminder. Every video is another voice telling the audience to remain cautious, to remain attentive, and to understand that danger may appear at any moment. The audience experiences more than observation. It becomes reflection. When viewers finish watching, they are left with questions. What would they have done differently? What signals would they have noticed? How quickly would they have reacted? These questions extend the value of the story beyond its ending. The story may conclude on screen, but the awareness it inspires continues. This is why the channel chooses suspense as its foundation. Suspense keeps the mind active, and awareness keeps the mind safe. Together they create experiences that linger long after the screen fades. Without Warning, TV ultimately delivers a single consistent message. Be cautious because danger does not always appear with warning. Pay attention because detail can decide outcomes. Make choices carefully because hesitation has weight. These reminders are carried through every setting, every character, and every sequence. They are not told with noise, but with precision. They are not meant to overwhelm, but to guide the viewer toward deeper awareness. By creating stories that reflect these ideas, the channel ensures that its message remains clear across every project. When viewers return to Without Warning TV, they are not only returning to stories, they are returning to reminders. Each video is a new opportunity to practice awareness, to train attention, and to think about how ordinary life is shaped by uncertainty. By focusing on suspense and by repeating the lesson of awareness, Without Warning TV fulfills its role as a continuous reminder that safety is never guaranteed and that vigilance is always worth practicing. Without Warning, TV continues to remind viewers that certainty is often temporary. A situation that feels steady can shift without any notice. Stories on this channel are designed to illustrate how quickly normal life can change when overlooked signals begin to matter. These reminders are not presented through large-scale events but through focused tension. A single sound, a change in rhythm, or a decision made too slowly can all alter outcomes. By showing these shifts in controlled settings, the channel reinforces the message that awareness cannot be taken lightly. Every story is carefully designed to make the viewer consider how they would react in a similar situation. Would they notice the signal in time? Would they respond quickly enough to change the outcome? These questions are not only part of the narrative but also part of the viewer's own reflection. The channel aims to create an experience that stays active in the mind, urging the audience to remain cautious long after the story is complete. Without Warning TV functions as both entertainment and training, presenting scenarios where awareness makes the difference. The channel repeats its core lesson across many different contexts so that it remains firmly in the audience's memory. A warehouse, a hallway, a workplace, or a parking lot may all look different, but the underlying truth is the same. Danger can emerge when least expected, and attention to detail can make all the difference. This consistency across projects ensures that the lesson does not fade. Instead, it grows stronger with each reminder. By watching multiple stories, the audience builds a habit of awareness that extends beyond the screen. Characters in Without Warning TV are designed to reflect different approaches to awareness. Some are quick to notice details, others fail to act in time, and others only realize too late what has been missed. By presenting these different reactions, the channel shows that outcomes depend not on luck but on observation and choice. Viewers are encouraged to study these characters and to think about which responses they identify with. The message becomes personal when viewers begin to ask themselves what they might do in the same position. This form of reflection deepens the impact of the channel's cautionary theme. Atmosphere plays a major role as well. The look and feel of each setting is created to encourage the audience to remain alert. Lighting, space, and timing are not used only for style, but also to build awareness. A warehouse that feels too quiet, a corridor with one light out of place, or an office where something seems slightly wrong are all examples of how atmosphere can prepare the mind to stay attentive. By building these environments carefully, without warning, TV helps train viewers to notice when something does not align with expectation. Without warning, TV also explores the influence of perspective on awareness. The same moment can look completely different depending on where attention is placed. A hallway may feel safe, yet from another angle the same space may suggest uncertainty. By shifting perspective, the channel teaches its audience that awareness is not fixed but flexible. To remain careful is to be willing to look again, to question what was first assumed, and to see how small differences can reveal important information. The channel also uses rhythm as a tool of suspense. Scenes are paced in ways that are not always even or predictable. A moment may seem to move quickly, only to slow down when attention is needed most. These shifts in rhythm remind viewers that awareness is not about comfort but about readiness. When the expected pattern is interrupted, it becomes a signal to pay closer attention. In this way, rhythm is more than a storytelling choice. It is a direct message about caution, reminding the audience that the unexpected often hides within the flow of the familiar. Without warning, TV turns patience into a storytelling tool and a life lesson at the same time. The ability to wait and to notice can often prevent mistakes. In the larger sense, without warning, TV is not only a collection of stories but also a system of reminders. Each project reinforces the same lesson from a different angle. Together they form a pattern that is stronger than any single story could be on its own. The repetition, variation, and reinforcement of the message combine to create lasting impact. Without warning, TV asks its audience to remain cautious, to look closer, and to prepare for the unexpected. It is not about fear, but about readiness. The stories encourage the viewer to think about details, to value choices, and to understand that outcomes are shaped by awareness. By practicing these skills through the lens of suspense, viewers are better prepared to notice signals in their own lives. Every story is another reminder. Every reminder is another step toward awareness. If you found this presentation valuable, you are invited to continue the conversation in the comments. Share your thoughts, your interpretations, and what you noticed while watching. And if you would like to follow more of these stories and reminders, make sure to subscribe to Without Warning TV. Every new project is another chance to explore suspense, timing, and awareness.